bringing up all those years and the age gap, it leads me to something that I've kind of noticed as a trend from the audience in general. Whenever anyone does refer to the Attitude Era as a fan and talking about what WWE is missing now in comparison to the Attitude Era, it kind of does make me chuckle a little bit because perspectives are so different. Because when those fans were watching in the Attitude Era, they were 20 to 25 years
100%.
younger and thus into a different product. So for me, at least, I feel like over as years go by, I've evolved as a person and my interests have changed. So it's hard for me to accept that, like, why would I want the same thing as a product that I wanted 25 years ago?
25 years ago. Look, that's a great point, and it's a philosophical question. Was the Attitude Era better, or was I 25? You know what I mean?
You were a kid that didn't know and were excited for the titillation of TNA
I didn't know good
flashing
from bad and
bad language.
And so, look, I think we've seen actually them go back a little bit on, like, they've been a little more crass and a little said the S word. Liv Morgan said the S word, and so they're getting a little more TV 14, which I think is a smart move, because I do think there's a lot of teenagers that want something to bite into. And WWE's not it for them right now. But they're on their way to be. You know what I mean? I really believe the future is very much NXT Black and Gold-esque.
Yeah, and there needs to be a cool factor, and it seems that this drama, anticipation, and suspense of changes to come is absolutely fueling an interest throughout all fandom, and I think the same thing is going to elevate the quality of programming for the competition, who now knows, oh, things are heating up and we don't have an easy ride onto the cool lane anymore, and there's some competition again.
Yeah, and look, Hunter is great at doing that. He's got such a great vision of interests. There's nothing I love more in the world than working with him and coming up with like Karrion Kross's entrance.
Yep.
Like, I know the production team hated it because we must have rehearsed it 1,000 times, but it's like once you see it, you start coming to life, and like you said, as a human, the entrance starts morphing and evolving, and by the end of the time, like, holy crap, it's nothing like we started with, but it's awesome. And so I had a really great time. My point with that is he's got a great vision for really cool, badass stuff.
Yeah.
What he also has a great eye for, but he will spend less time doing, is the comedy, is the funny stuff. But he will spend a ton of time making huge stars out of both men and women over the rest of this year. You'll see some new faces that you might have seen at NXT. You'll see some new faces that are from somewhere else, but it's business is picking up, man. And this is his seat. He should have been sitting in this seat for a while now, but it's time. You know what I mean? It was time.
We're talking about the differences between Triple H and Vince, and we've been talking about talent, the lifeblood of the company. And now I'd like to transition into stories and booking. And if you look at the internet, everyone thinks that they could do a better job than those that are doing it. And Dusty Rhodes always used to walk around saying, "Booking ain't easy, it's hard, daddy." But speaking of hard, let's talk about Blue Chew first, who makes getting hard easy. And when we come back, we'll do a deeper dive into the different philosophies of Vince and Triple H as it pertains to booking and stories.
Okay, let me get my shorts off.